So we are Team Great Folks. We're listed as Team Great Folks, but we're actually the Great Forks. I'm Zuhao.
I'm Neil.
And I'm Joseph. And this is our audio sampler project. I'll be talking first. I designed the GUI for this project, and on top of that I also designed the loading process for a sample and a little bit of the keyboard process in the upper right hand corner. So let's start with loading a sample. So you click the load sample button under the sample that you want to load, and that'll bring you to your file explorer. You can just go ahead and pick whatever audio file you'd like to play. Then you go ahead and click your sample number, and that will load it for playback, and it'll also actually graph the audio file in the upper left hand corner. So we can go ahead and start that audio file playback. As you can see, this is just a normal playback with our stereo settings here. We can go ahead and push stop, and that'll just clear the current sound file being played. We have all of our effects and filters over here. Choose between stereo and mono with a radio button, and our effects and our filters are displayed here with various checkboxes. Speed's also in a drop-down menu. And yes, so now we're going to move on to the keyboard. This keyboard is essentially just a series of push buttons that will produce a tone. Each of them has a certain frequency that corresponds with that note, and we can change the tone duration to half notes, or quarter notes, half notes, as you can see here, and full notes. You can also change the wave type to be a square wave or a triangle wave. Pardon the harsh noise. That said, I'm going to go ahead and pass this on to Zuhao. He's going to explain what his part of the project was.
So as for the effects, we have reverse, which will flip the audio and play it backwards. And then we have delay, which will produce an echo. And also voice removal, which will remove all vocals from the audio.
Go ahead and load another sample.
And I'll load another sample with audio in it. So this is how it sounds without the voice removal. Pardon. And now to demonstrate it with the voice removal. And we also have digital filter, which high and low. For high, it will filter out the high and place emphasis on the bass. So this version, the bass is a lot more pronounced. And we also have low filter, which does the opposite and places emphasis, filters out the bass and places emphasis on the higher frequencies. And also we have speed adjustment with 0.25, 0.5, 1.25, 1.5, and times 2 speeds. So I will demonstrate times 2. And also 0.5 speed, half speed. And of course, all these effects can be played in unison for a horrendous result. Yeah. The reason why it took so long was because the sound vector array had to be modified for many times. And then we have the recording for the piano. So if I click record keyboard and play a couple notes, I toggle off record keyboard and I click play keyboard, it will play whatever I just played on the keyboard. We also have a stop keyboard if you want to cut off the audio file, and also users will have the option to save what they recorded with save keyboard. And then it'll be loaded into the MATLAB folder that you're currently working with, which then can be loaded back again from the load buttons. And now I'll pass it off to Neil.
Alright, so I worked on the cropping function, so let's just load that other file back in. And so you can start it from wherever you want and end it wherever you want, as long as the ending is after the start. So you can crop it and then and it's still on 2x speed. Alright. And you can also try and crop it like this, but it's not going to work. So this will just turn red, and you can just crop it back. And that's pretty much it for the cropping. But if you crop it, you can also work with all of the other functions.
Load the file back in before you mess with it.
Yeah. I should load the file back in before I change it. And then crop. So even if you crop it, it can work with all the other functions, and that's basically all for the cropping.
Ready?
Okay.
Alright.